Hello, Power People. Welcome to the very first episode of this Power Platform Beginner to Pro series. For all of us who wants to understand and learn Microsoft Power Platform, its different products, and how to leverage those in business use cases. My name is Sunil Kumar, your Power Trainer, a Power Platform enthusiast, and a Microsoft certified professional. Let's jump onto this train to learn and discuss Power Platform. What is Power Platform? Power Platform is an umbrella of low-code, no-code products. Let's see which all are the offerings provided by this product, and then we will start dive into each one of those with demos. Let's start with the first one, which is Power Apps. Power Apps enables everyone to build custom applications and solve business challenges. This mainly acts as the front end. We'll discuss more on this in upcoming videos. Then we have Power Automate. So in Power Automate, as the name suggests, right, it helps boost productivity to get more things done by giving the ability to automate the processes. There is another flavor of Power Automate which is called as Power Automate Desktop, which provides the RPA capability as well. Then we have Power Virtual Agents. So as Power Virtual Agents helps us in building the chatbots to engage conversationally with your customers and employees, which requires no or minimal coding, right? Then we have Power Pages. So Power Pages helps us in quickly building the low code business websites for delivering vital information and services to your customers. Then we have Power BI. Power BI helps to make informed and confident business decisions by putting data-driven insights. In simple language, it helps us in creating reports and analytics from any or multiple data sources, and we can go ahead and publish those to Power BI services. From there, your intended audience can access and view these reports and dashboards. These five products has basically taken the limelight, right? But there are other and more important supporting products within Microsoft Power Platform, which we will be discussing in our upcoming videos as well. Now, let's understand the basics of an application. What all major components do we have in an application and how those interact with each other, right? So first we have the component which is called as front end. As the name suggests, this is a visual representation or the appearance of an application. It can be an interactive page, it can be a form or a web page as well. Then we have backend. This is the other component. This basically always stays in the back. It powers the whole system as it has the data, configuration, files, permissions, and many more other functionalities also. Then another component which is an important one, which is called as process flows, right? This basically allows the other two components to interact with each other, and on top of it provides many other functionalities like integrating with any other applications, sending mails, push notifications, handling CRUD operations, which are basically create, read, update, delete data or files. Now, with respect to Power Platform, let's see which products fits in which component. So based on the product properties, we have Power Apps which fits into the front end block. Then we have Power Automate which fits into the process flow block. Right? And then we have SharePoint and Dataverse which fits into our backend block. Now that we have got introduced to two new products which are SharePoint Online and Dataverse, let's understand why these are important for us. These are going to be part of the backend component altogether. Now, SharePoint is an ECM, which is Enterprise Content Management product by Microsoft, which is not part of Power Platform, but it goes very well and is cohesive with Power Platform products. Right? Majorly, we use SharePoint as database and file server when it comes to backend functionality. We'll know more about this in our upcoming videos. On the other hand, Microsoft Dataverse is a data backbone that enables people to store their data in a scalable and secure environment dynamically. As we go deep into this concept, we will discuss more on Dataverse also. Let's learn more about SharePoint as a data backend for today. SharePoint basically acts as a backbone or a backend for us, which has two capabilities majorly. One is database. Database typically means storing the data in a tabular format, just like we do in an Excel, right? Columns and records. Now, then we have file server. SharePoint acts as a file server also, which can store files of multiple extensions, PDF, Excel, Word, and many more other extensions, and folders as well. Alongside this, SharePoint Online has other major functionalities as well, which is website building, permissions, site pages, and many more, which are not relevant as of now from Power Platform solution and applications backend point of view. In future, we will have separate videos to understand SharePoint and its features as well. Let's jump on to a quick demo of SharePoint Online and how to set it up and leverage its backend capabilities. There are different ways to create a SharePoint site, and this is one of the way. As we see in Microsoft products, we can do things from multiple places. So this is one just way to create a site. If you click on create site, we get an option to create team site and communication site. Now today our purpose is to only understand how we can leverage SharePoint as a backend. So for that we just need to understand how we can use it as a database and how we can use it as a file server. For that, first we need to create a site, team site or a communication site. Team site, as the name suggests, it's basically for a smaller team wherein the team members would be able to upload the things and can keep track of their things in this particular team site. Communication site is for the broader audience where there will be a limited number of editors, but the audience will be bigger from the viewer perspective. Now, for these I have already created a communication site for myself, which looks like this. Right? So in this communication site, this is the home page. This is the home page of the site, and this is called as settings icon. So if I click on settings icon, I can see site contents. We will talk about other things also, but let's focus on site contents for now. Site contents is a basic view of all the content within this particular SharePoint site. Now in here I get an option to create new. So in new I can create either list, page, document library, or any additional application, any addition app. So if I take list as an option to create, list is basically a tabular data formation. So we get an option to explore multiple templates which are provided by Microsoft here. But let's go ahead and create a list from blank. Let's say we call it as employees list. Right? And I click on create. As soon as I create this list, I can see that this is a table created which has title as a default and a required column here as of now. And if I go ahead and create new, it will be a SharePoint out of box form available for me to enter the data. I will not be able to save without providing the mandatory column here. So let me say title as Kumar for now, and if I save, this will get saved. So this is how the one row is created. So similarly, we can create multiple rows as well. Now let's do one thing. We will go ahead and add some more columns to it. We can add columns from here as well. Right? We get an option of these, like let's say text, and then I create another column as city. This is again I'm choosing it as a single line of text, but I can choose it from a choice as well. So I save it. Then I take another column as choice, and I can name it as gender. And the choices we have, I just give three options for this here. I do not want to keep any default, and I click on save. Right. So now that I have already created one record and I created the columns later than that, so these column values are blank as of now. But if I go ahead and click on create new, I will be able to see another one. Let's say city is and gender, let's keep as male, and save. So in this way, I will be able to create multiple records. So this works as similar as an Excel with some extended capabilities as well. Now let's click on edit grid view. Let's understand this. So it becomes open as a grid option for us where we can go ahead and add the things from here also now. Let's say, and then if I exit the grid view, it will save the data automatically. Now let's understand a little bit more about this. And if I go to the gear icon again, I can go to list settings. I see an option to list settings. So this is basically the list setting page where I'll be able to see all the columns which are created and other details also. So let's go ahead and create some more columns in here. So this is another way of creating column, right? So in here I can create the column as country. I can keep it as choice as well. And then as soon as I click this as a choice, this changes, and I can keep it as India. And then I can even choose the default value. If I don't want to choose that, I remove that, and I can remove that and click on OK. Now I can see another column was also created here. This is the way how you can create the columns here. And there are different views also which can be created from here. And if I click on the already created view, which is an all item view, I can see which all columns I want it to be shown on the page. Those I can also add. Let me add ID column as well. This is a column which gets generated by default and is a uh, required column. And I will just select based on ID. I want a descending order sorting here and click on OK so that I can always see the latest item created on the top. So this is the list here which we have created. If I click on the name of the site again, I can go back to the main page. And from here, there is another way to go to site content. From here, I can see the employees list which is created here. Along with this, I will go ahead and create a document library also. So let's say it as uh, staff documents. Staff documents. So basically, from the front end, if we see, this looks similar to as a list, but this is more inclined towards catering the folders file structure. Right? So we can always go ahead and create or upload new files from here. I can always create a file as well. If I click on document, it opens up Word document and say this is the first file. Let me yes, document. I'll just give it as name first doc, and it gives me the location as well where it will get saved. And as soon as I close this will get saved here. So it gets saved automatically. And this is how, and even in here, any of the library can have multiple metadata. You can always go ahead and create different columns in here. If I go ahead and click on library settings from the settings icon, more to the library settings. So it looks similar how we have the library settings, but again from here also you can go ahead and create different columns. So these are the two major things which we need to take care and understand as of this point from the Power Platform. So here our first episode of this series finishes, and please like, share and subscribe, and let me know if you want anything in detail in comment section. Thank you so much. See you in next video. Bye bye.